Hello, flower friends. This is Jen, and you are listening to the Floral Hustle podcast. Today's episode is going to be so good. Especially if you are thinking about launching a business, a floral business in some capacity. Let's just say you're going to start one just from scratch, or you are a flower farmer and you want to start doing some type of bridal bouquets or wedding type flowers for clients that are in your area. So we're going to talk about how you can do that in 30 days or less. So let's launch your business in 30 days or less. So first, if you've been thinking about this, because most people stew on something for quite a long time, what has been holding you back? And a lot of times it is either the fear of success or the fear of failure. And that is a lot to do with your mindset, maybe even your confidence level. Maybe you don't feel like you're a confident person, like that you can be the face of your business. But the biggest reason why most people don't is fear. It can be overwhelming. And most commonly, like if you're afraid of failure, you're afraid of rejection, you're afraid of disappointment. But what if you couldn't fail? Because you define your own success. What if you just understood and felt at peace with that rejection is a part of the process to help you find the right customer that absolutely loves the shit out of you, and that you and just loves everything that you have to offer. They love your energy, they love your designs, they love your Instagram, everything. And then what if you weren't disappointed because you gave yourself grace to grow your business on your own terms and not by somebody else's definition, not by somebody else's, like, this is where you should be. Like, you make and come to peace with that I'm okay if we did this, or this is what my goal is. And making that attainable so you feel like you're winning. You are doing something so big and so brave and so bold that so many people don't have the lady balls or whatever balls to do in starting your own business. So for one, just like give yourself some appreciation for that fact alone. But from there, really just now you've set all these expectations that are just like more in tune with what you think success is. But what if you also changed your mindset from, I don't think I can do this? Because most people are thinking, I don't think I can do this. This seems hard. To this seems hard, but I am fully capable. And what if you had the mindset of abundance and that money flows freely to you, and that the mindset that now is that this is your time. This is your time to make things happen, and great things are coming your way. Instead of, this is hard, this is going to be a lot of work, and I don't know if this is going to work. If you keep telling yourself that crap, you aren't going to succeed. If you keep telling yourself that this one thing is not going to make your business successful, you are not going to succeed because you have already convinced yourself that this isn't happening. So what if all these pieces just fell into place? And what if you just felt like, I am starting with realistic expectations. I am willing to do the work. I have the mindset to I am going to make this happen now. First thing I want you to do is head over to my website and go download my free Florist Starter Kit guide. And this literally has all the fundamental information, all the steps to start your business. And there's also a pricing guide on my website that is another free download. So 2 amazing tools to help you get started. So go ahead, go download those because they're going to be a huge help. But the next thing I want you to do is I want you to get the basic things out of the way. And I have had some of the businesses that I've coached especially when they're just like starting out. This has been the biggest like stop sign in their path of getting their business launched. Worrying and overthinking their business name and what their logo looks like. And does this color peach look like the right peach? Who cares? You can change it. Make a logo. Don't overthink it. Make it in Canva. If you are like, oh my God, that feels so overwhelming. Or if you really want to be like, I don't want to nail this and I'm ready to invest a little bit of money. I have had several logos made on a site called Design Crowd. And it is such an interesting experience because literally you go and you pay a fee based on the number of submissions that you want. And let's just say you want 150 submissions, which I know that seems like a lot, but you will get some that you're just like, did you even read what I wrote? So you then go write what you're looking for, any inspiration photos. And my current floral business logo had 235 submissions. Not all of them were diamonds. Some of them were just plain awful. Some were completely fascinating because I hadn't even thought of that. But a gentleman from Malaysia is the one who won because you actually pick a winner and then they give and hand over the final deliverables. And then they are basically incentivized financially because they get a portion of what you pay Design Crowd. And then you can use that logo for all of your social media pages, everything. So that logo can turn into, kind of like the foundational look of your business. And if you have like a name, you can just, say the name and I really want these colors. You can be super descriptive. But now after you got like the foundation, you've figured out your tax ID, you figured out if you need to register your business with your state and your city and all those things, all very Googleable. And I do have a list in that starter kit that I mentioned earlier of things to think about. Now you need to build your confidence. Confidence is a huge part of, for one, owning a business, but in owning a floral business, because you need to have confidence when you're meeting with that client that you could do this. You need confidence to show up on social media. You need confidence when you're doing that proposal that what you're charging is worth it because you have the confidence to back it up. So I would personally head over to my local wholesaler or Trader Joe's or something, and I would invest in some flowers. And actually, I have a really great process that I went through. I actually did 30 days when the pandemic first hit. I am a person that is completely on the go. I was not very in the loop that there was this thing called COVID going on, that I literally went a little batty right when it happened because I just it felt like the world imploded and all of a sudden I'm stuck home and I don't have any childcare or school and I'm teaching school. And so I did a 30-day creativity challenge that I literally went through and I made something creatively. And it's shared on my Instagram, my Green Goddess Floral Instagram in my stories, because I needed some mental creative space. And so I went and got things because grocery stores were open. The wholesaler at that point, I think it was like 2 months in, had been deemed essential. So they were back open. And so I literally took, for 10 days, I used about $75 of flowers. I bought a bunch of roses, some delphinium, and a few other things from the wholesaler. And then I went and filled in with a little bit from Trader Joe's. I think I bought $30 there and a little bit. I made 12 different items out of that project that I got to photograph. So I had pictures of it. And I've learned personally to take my own photos, and I use a white board that I've applied like a nail filler kind of texture solution to it and then painted bright white. I have a bunch of cheesecloths that I can add color and visual interest to. And then I also have like a table backdrop that I've literally, I have plates and everything if I want to stage a little mini, tablescape up as well. And so I started with the longest thing that the stems could be used for first. So I made like an altar arrangement. Then I think I made a hanging installation that had flowers hanging from the chandelier, took photos of that. Then I made a bride bouquet. I made a bridesmaid bouquet. Then I made a flower girl bouquet. And I made a couple types of centerpieces. I did some bud vases. I did then wearable flowers. And literally, I made these flowers, especially when I got to the wearable flowers. I use the hydration chamber, I would Google that. It is basically a plastic container that you're lining with paper towel, putting your flowers in, and then misting with water, and then putting another paper towel and misting it again. And the flowers will drink from their petals. And so I literally had, even some of the pieces, like I would make something else and then I would go rip apart. So I just kept reusing them. Even if they were glued down, I ripped it off the floral glue and I would remake another item. And so with, let's just say even $100, you have built yourself a little portfolio. You have gained some confidence because you have physically made these items. And then you can post that on social media. Every day you could share this whole experience that you're going through, that I went through with I did a whole month. I used this batch of flowers, and then I bought, I think 2 other batches of flowers that month. And so I had flowers for the whole month. Every day I was doing some type of creative project. And felt just so good because it just felt like something I was in control of when everything felt very out of control. And then I just had content and everybody was just so hungry for anything other than the life they were living at that point, because it was such a weird time that we had never experienced. So you totally could use this opportunity to introduce your business, say why you're doing this, start following industry peers. So many people shared my month of making, I called it. They shared my projects every day. I made literally all these really crazy, amazing headpieces as well in that mix. And those got shared a ton. I mean, like my husband looked at me and thought I was a crazy person because I had this big, huge, almost like hat of flowers that I was wearing. And I was like, this is crazy. Awesome. What are you talking about? But you could do that same thing. You could get that experience and literally post about it, have people feel like they're getting to know you and they're part of this process. And you are getting some confidence because you are practicing your craft. Then, if you have the opportunity, I definitely would start the journey of following other florists. I would start following people in the wedding industry. People who are looking for flowers are going to find you. You don't need to go and look for couples. Finding other industry vendors that potentially could have a couple that needs a florist and they just saw your post and you look adorable and you look knowledgeable and you are mentioning you have availabilities. You literally go follow planners, photographers, venues, other florists, DJs, makeup people, hair people. And when they follow you back, because you will do every day, I would go in and make a point that you are going to find 30 new friends to follow. Then when they follow you back, which about 50% do, you send them a DM on Instagram, thank them for following you, then tell them something you love about their business from on their page. Let's just say, oh my God, I saw that wedding that you did at X venue and it was so beautiful. It really stuck out to me. And you look like the type of person I'd really love to collaborate with. And ask them if they will do a virtual coffee date with you. Then if they agree to that, like it's going to take 10, 15 minutes. I literally just did this with a planner and sweetest person ever. I absolutely loved her energy. She's not doing a ton of weddings, but I feel like big things are happening. When big things aren't happening right now, for someone, that doesn't mean in 1 month. I even recently, I agreed to do a wedding fair at a venue I'm not a fan of. I don't love doing weddings there. But this girl, that coordinator, Like, she sent me the DM and asked me, which is all sweet, and she is promoting the shit out of this. Like, oh my God, my name is like just in all of these tags. But I don't think she's gonna be at that venue forever. I think another venue is going to snag her. And even though I'm not crazy about that venue, like, I'm crazy about her and her energy. And so I agreed to do it. And this is a great opportunity for you to get some practice. One of my recent mentor clients that did it in person, like, I got reached out to asking to do a wedding fair. They were looking for people. And I said, I know the perfect person. And so she did her first wedding fair and she just started her business. And I like helped coach her through the whole thing. And it looked beautiful. And I know she just nailed it because she's amazing. And so, like, look for those opportunities. And if you are on social media looking for those opportunities, they will find you. And then once you meet with that person, follow up with them with an email or something and just say, it was so amazing to meet with you. I always position it as I would love to learn more about your business because I want them to think that this is mutually beneficial to both of us. Then send them that email that just, hey, it was so great to meet with you. I just loved connecting with you. And I think that, we really are similar. Whatever you guys had a common ground. I usually, when I meet with people, I have a common ground of children. I have a common ground of like doing this for a long time, or, there's just something quirky. Like, I met with one planner, like, she has a full sleeve tattoo and like I do too. So we talked about tattoos. Like, so just try to find that common ground and build relationships with people. That is how you're going to propel your business. Finding couples on Instagram is not, but being of value on Instagram will. If you start delivering content on your social media page that is packed with valuable tips and strategies for them, they are going to be attracted to your business. They're going to start following you, and you're going to be showing up on a consistent basis in front of those people that you've just spent all this time following, DMing, connecting with, and trying to build relationships. So then you're delivering content to people like that are in the industry, and most people have no clue what to post or no clue like how to share very valuable content that literally you're showing some, and so they share it in their stories. Some examples is I pick a topic every week to cover, and I talk about that in several different ways. I do a long form video, which is a post video on Facebook, and this all pushes to Facebook from Instagram. So I automatically hit the button so that it's pushed in both places. Then I will do a 60-second reel and a 30-second reel. So let's just say our topic is your top 3 tips to save money on your wedding flowers. That 3-minute long form video that you did, you could talk about using seasonally available blooms, using, maybe less expensive containers or like bud vases or something like that. Then you could also have a whole thing about like, not scattering flowers everywhere, being more strategic and putting flowers in more impactful places, but bigger. So those could be your 3 tips. Then your 60-second video, you could be like, one of my biggest tips is using your budget wisely. And how you do that is use it in places of impact that people will remember. Don't worry about bathroom flowers and your sign flowers. Have a statement piece hanging installation above your table, or, have some type of statement piece that people will remember and will take tons of photos with, because nobody's taking photos next to the bathroom flowers. People are taking photos next to the cake installation that you have beautiful flowers surrounding your cake and this beautiful cake in the middle of it. Then you could take your 30-second one and you could just literally say, another wedding flower tip on how to save money on your wedding flowers. Use your budget wisely. Pick one thing that you really want to stand out in your wedding and invest your money there instead of all the other places. So you're literally could be doing the same one that you did the 60-second reel on, or you could do a one on using seasonal blooms, seasonally available blooms. So you could say, a big way to save money is really letting your florist, and I always don't say me, I say your florist, because then I'm generic and not just saying this is only relatable with myself. Using seasonally available blooms will help you save money because literally things are not having to be trucked. Things usually aren't going in packaging and boxes, which just cuts down on waste and saves you money in the long run. That could be your 30-second video, you just saying that, and then you post those 3 videos throughout the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you are really feeling fancy, you could go into Canva and you could make a carousel post, which is the post that you see sliding through a bunch of images. And you could literally put a carousel post in there that says, looking to save money on your wedding flowers, ? Always have your hook in text native to Instagram. Use Instagram's text because they're starting to use that as search tools. Have that hook on the photo that you are choosing as your cover photo. If you are making a cover photo and uploading it, which is extra work, and I personally don't do that, but have thought about it because it does look pretty, then make sure you're snagging that tag or that hook in your first image. So that's the first thing that's going to be popping up when somebody is looking at that. So that's foundationally where I would start. I would start trying to collaborate with other industry people. I would make offerings that are easy, digestible, and especially if you're a flower farmer and trying to add flowers to your business, I would add an easy to be flexible about bloom choices program, like an a la carte flower program, or something that just has a menu, set pricing, and you're not dealing with custom quotes because you're going to be growing seeds right now. You have a lot on your plate. You don't have time to be doing a bunch of elaborate proposals. But what you could do is invest a little bit of time, a little bit of money by getting good photos of the initial concepts of your designs, and then launching that program out, and you're not having to deal with going back and forth. You have all this pricing that's already figured out, and it's super easy. I have an a la carte flowers program on my Green Goddess Floral website, but Native Poppy in California does an amazing job on their a la carte flower program. They have 2 retail shops, and it's stunning. You have to go look at it. Their photos, the color palettes, everything are just stunning. So that's definitely a resource you could check out. But that would simplify your structure, template everything, and give you so much flexibility, but also give you, some tools to be talking about on social media, because you could talk about, my a la carte flowers program is really something that is different than most florists because my pricing is right on my website, and you can actually check out right on my website. You don't even need to send me an inquiry as long as the date is available, which I would mark out if the date wasn't. So super easy way to add flowers to your business. If you are wanting to start a floral business, I am proud of you because you are being big and bold and taking action, which so many people don't do. And so be proud of yourself for even having the urge to move forward, because it is such a big deal. And I don't think people give themselves enough credit. Often they're beating themselves up for the things that they haven't done and not appreciating the things that they have accomplished. So be proud of yourself. You are a rock star. And if you do need support, I am here to support you with this podcast. Head over and follow me on Instagram. But also, I do monthly coaching. If you want to launch your business in a way that is a force to be reckoned with, I literally every week for 30 minutes we meet, we make a game plan for the week. We make sure that any questions you have are answered. And then you also get unlimited Voxer access to me, which is like this walkie-talkie app that a lot of coaches use. And it is, you have a question like, I got this inquiry, I don't even know what to say. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to say, this is what I would say. And so I'm helping load your lip of what to say back to that client, which is helping you learn easy strategies to respond, for one, to a lot of stupidity. Because some of the stuff that you'll get, you're just like, I don't even know how to respond to something this like just ridiculous that they're even asking me this. But it happens, and I am there to support you. And if you want to check it out, it's on my website, the floralhustle.com website under the coaching tab. Otherwise, you can send me a DM and we can also meet for like 15 minutes and see if it's a good fit, because I want to work with people who also inspire and literally fire me up. I love helping people, and I love literally digging into someone's business. So if that's you, reach out and I would love to connect. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so excited to see if you do launch your business. I love to give you a shout out and share it, because you are doing such a big, bold, brave thing. Tag me on Instagram. I'd love to share that. And maybe that will help you get some followers in the meantime as well. So thank you so much, Flower Friends. And I hope you have a great flower week.